Good morning. Welcome back to our Food for Thought segment for sports betting picks and analysis. This is going to be a condensed version today because it's New Year's Eve for December 31st. So what I'm going to be doing here, I'm going to be doing the college football segments and the NHL segments. And then this afternoon, I will get back to you guys with my picks for the NBA and for college basketball. But this morning, this will be for college football and NHL picks. All right, so first off, we're starting off with Alabama at Michigan. This is one of my top two picks of the day. This game starts in about 30 minutes. So I'm just want to get that pick across quickly so you guys can go out there and make your bets. What I did personally, I took the opening. So I'll get to the opening line first. I'll get to that very quickly. Opening line here is 11.5, and the total is 43.5. Right now, the current line is 45.5, and it's 16. We're seeing 16.5s across the board, even 17. So it's moving up. It's ticking up rampantly. And the total is 45.5. But the majority is 16.5. Although we saw 117. So what I did for this game, I took the first half over at 22.5. That's the best number that I got. So try to find that number if you're interested in the first half over. And I won't talk you off the full game over as well. But I did the first half over personally. That's what I took. I see these two teams. I see the scoring getting off to a fast, hot start in this first half, for sure. I don't see any slowdowns for the offenses. I think it will be a up-tempo pace, fast pace with a lot of scoring early on. That's my take on that. Like I said, if you want to take the full game over, I won't talk you off of it. Both sides are good. That's my personal take. That's what I took. And I did not play this game, but I would lean to the 15.5 Michigan. All right, so I would lean to the 16.5 Michigan. I would take that as well. Obviously, it's public money driving this number as to where it is right now. It's 16.5. So I would come in there. I would take Michigan just for value. I think they can stay within the number. I think Alabama obviously wins, but I think Michigan can stay within that number just because of their defense. The defense gives them a chance just to stay within the number. Even though I think Alabama will put up a lot of points, Michigan's defense it's a kind of a bend don't break defense. So I think with that said, I think they stay within the 17 or the 16.5. So that's my lean. I didn't play it, but that's what I would recommend if you wanted to play that. The next game up is Louisville versus Washington. This game here opened up at 5. The total is 50.5. It is now 51. I've seen a lot of 51s on the board. And right now, the favorite now is gone to Washington. Washington is a 1-point favorite. So it's gone from -5 Louisville to 1. That's the consensus right now for this game. Louisville versus Washington. Let me just see here. I'm just looking at this thing. I didn't play this game myself. Let me see. Louisville versus Washington. I can only give you a prop. Prop is Isaiah Brown over 98.5 rushing yards. He's their top player for Louisville. Again, he ran for over 150 yards against Clemson at Clemson. He's a very explosive running back who can give the Huskies problems with the run defense. He's very good. So their run defense for the Huskies is poor. And with that being said, with a poor run defense, Isaiah Brown can expose that run defense and put up over 98.5 rushing yards. So I like this is a prop that I would take in this game. In terms of the side, I don't have a strong take on the side. I would just take the prop, the Isaiah Brown over 98.5 rushing yards. I'm actually going to play that myself later on. Considering I'm looking into playing that. I haven't played it yet, but I'm considering it. But that's my recommendation for that play. The next game we're going to look at here, South Carolina versus Illinois. This is the other bowl game. It's 11.5. The South Carolina is favored. The total is 47.5. That's the opening total. Right now, we're looking at a whole bunch of nines on the board, and the total is 50. So this game here, this game starts. Let's get the time. This game here. Let's see the time on this game. This game's 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 o'clock Pacific. This is the Citrus Bowl. My take here, I haven't gotten to the I have not bet this one as yet, but I do like the over 50. I think it definitely gets there. I think it's got a chance. Over 50 is a very good look. Again, I can see a lot of offensive explosion here. I like that. Definitely see that. For the side, I don't have a comment on the side. The total, I like over 50. 50 is my play. I like that one. It's just a lean. I might get there. I've not bet it yet, but I might get there. But over 50 is what I like in this game. That's South Carolina at Illinois, over 50 for me. Might do a first half over too. I like the first half overs, but for now it's just full game over for me. I would lean. Might get there. Not sure yet. Next game, Baylor at LSU. LSU is favored by 3. That's the opening line, and it was 60.5. So now the current line is 62.5. That's the closing number now, and it's 3.5. 3.5 right now is Baylor, favored by 3.5. This is 62.5. The over under. So this game here, I like this one here over I would take the over 62.5, and better yet, I would do a first half 30.5 first half, shop around it and I would do the 30.5 if you like the full game over. 30.5 first half. That's a good play as well. I would take that as well. Baylor's averaging about 41.3 points per game. So, and keep in mind, LSU doesn't have their safety, Sage Ryan. He transferred to Ole Miss, and Major Burns, he opted out. Again, so, and then keep in mind, just Baylor's offensive alone, putting up 41.3 points per game would be just enough. Their offense alone is just enough to carry this total over the 63.5 or 62.5. It's just enough. So obviously Baylor would put up the majority of the points, and that'll be enough to carry it over, in my opinion, even for the first half. So because that's how explosive their offense is. So I do like the. I won't talk you off the full game over as well, but for me it's first. I lean to the first half. I might get there. There's a. I'll say this. So there's like a 80 to 90% chance. I'll say a 90% chance I'll be on the over 30 and a half for the first half. But shop around, see if you can get that number. 30 and a half. I would definitely check that. Or if it's 31 and a half, I would do the 31 and a half as well. But try to get the 30 and a half. That's how I would look at that game. That's Baylor at LSU. The next game is Penn State. Penn State at versus Boise. This is the line opened up Penn State favored 10 and a half. The total is 54 and a half. So right now, the current line here, we're looking at, I saw 112, but it's mainly 11 and a half. So mainly the current line now is 11 and a half. I do see a 12. I definitely like Boise State here. This is my second favorite bet of the day, Boise State. I like Boise State here a lot. They have an explosive offense that can definitely keep up with Penn State, especially with Ashton Genty. He's the main catalyst for Boise State. I expect him to get over 131 yards in rushing. I haven't played this prop, but that's a prop that I would consider, or that's a prop that I would recommend. This one for sure. I like Genty here. Genty is and that's the other reason why they can stay within the 11 and a half. Genty is a one-man wrecking crew, so I expect him to do big things to carry the offense, and their quarterback plays is just enough just to hang within the 11 and a half points. This is my second favorite play that I like. Like it a lot. I like it very much. So definitely, that's one of my that's my play there for the bowl games. So we're finished with the bowl games. Went through that very quickly. Like I said, this afternoon I'll be coming back with the NBA and the college basketball because it's a big slate of games. So now we're going to get to the hockey, the NHL. Let's see. So we're going to start off with Boston at Washington. Now, some of these games are early games, so I haven't gotten to these games yet. But I'll fire off some plays here, just in case you want to get to the games. This one here is 6-4. That's the last 10 games. Over under 4-5 to the under in this series. And Boston 6-3-1, the record. 6-4 to the over. That's the last 10 games. Washington is 6-4 the last 10 games, 2-6 to the under. So they have played this year. They actually played a few days ago, or last week, just before Christmas. The score is 4-1. And they have gone under now head to head. This is if you like unders, this is a play that I would suggest because this is 4 straight unders. The last 4 and 5, 4 straight unders in this series. So definitely, I would take the under. If you like the under, you can. I would take the under 5.5 goals. Next game here is Islanders at Toronto, 1:00 this afternoon. That's the 1:00 game. This one here is at 6. 6 is the number here. Head to head. They played as well last week in Toronto, 6-3. The Islanders won. So the Islanders have beaten the Leafs 5 straight times they've beaten them. 5 in a row. They've knocked them out. And now the line's at it's 6. So that's what we're looking at now. So in a game like this, let's see. It seems like the Islanders have the Leafs number. So until the Leafs can shake off the Islanders' dominance, I would take the Islanders to win this game. I would take the Islanders to win. I personally would do that. If I was to play it, I would take the Islanders. Definitely, I would take them because they have owned the Leafs. They've dominated the Leafs pretty much. So I would take the Islanders in this game. Now, as for the total, I'm not sure about that. I'll pass on the total. Not sure, but I would take the Islanders to win this game. I think they'll beat the Leafs because the Leafs haven't shown that they can hang with the Islanders. So I would take the Islanders in this game. Next game is Montreal at Las Vegas. The total is 6.5. Head to head. Now, they did play last month in Montreal, and the Vegas won 6-2, and it went over the total. So the last 2 meetings have gone over, 8-2, and 6-2 to the over. So this looks like an over game. Montreal's won 2 straight, and in their last 10, they're 5-2 and 3 to the over, 6-4 last 10. Las Vegas 8-2 last 10, 3-7 to the under. Vegas has won 4 games in a row. They're playing very well. They've won 4 straight. And they've beaten Montreal 3 times in a row. So I'll definitely take Vegas. Vegas is on a hot streak. Gotta go with Las Vegas in this game. I would take Vegas, and I would take the over. That's my take. That's probably, you know what, that'll be one of my top hockey plays of the day. Over 6.5 goals, and Las Vegas. Vegas to win on the money line. I don't want to get in front of Vegas. They're on a hot streak, especially if they're playing at home during the holidays. I'll take Vegas. That's probably will give me one of my top plays. Vegas, money line, and over 6.5 goals. I like that one a lot. The next one is St. Louis and Chicago. That's 5 p.m. Eastern. By the way, if you're on the Pacific Coast, it's 12 o'clock Pacific time, that game. St. Louis, Chicago, 5 o'clock Eastern. It's 5.5, the total. So look at this game here. 8-2 head-to-head, 5-4 to the over. So they haven't faced. This is their first meeting of the season. Last 10, 4-4 and 2. Last 10 games for St. Louis, 4-6 to the under. Chicago, 4-6 last 10, 5-4 to the over in this game. St. Louis has lost 4 straight games. Chicago's lost 4 straight games. This is all on the road, though. When they came back on the road trip, they still lost. They lost to Dallas. Now, on this losing streak, every game has practically gone over the total except one. They've gone over except on one game. And on the losing streak, they're not really scoring. The scoring is, they average about 3 goals a game. On average, I'd say. Now for St. Louis, their last 5 again, 4-4, 4-2. Last 10, 4-4 2, 4-6 to the under. I would lean to the over 5.5 goals. I like the over in this game. Over 5.5. That's my take. So I take the over 5.5 goals. St. Louis, Chicago. We know during the losing streak, like I said, St. Louis is averaging about 3 goals. I'm sorry, Chicago's averaging about 3 goals, and St. Louis, they're averaging, I'd say, the last, because their offense is coming on the last couple games, last 3 games actually, the offense is coming on. Last 3 games they're averaging about 6 goals, 5 to 6 goals on average. So they scored 4 goals at Detroit, 7 goals against Nashville at home, and scored 2 goals against Buffalo. So the offense is showing she's showing signs. I would take the over 5.5 St. Louis at Chicago. I might get to the window with that. That's actually a nice one. Carolina at Columbus. The total's over 6.5 goals. Head to head, they played twice already. 5-4 in Columbus. It went over 6.5. Second game was December 15th. 4-1. This one went under. So the 23rd, it went over 5-4 in Columbus. Carolina, December 15th, 4-1. It stayed under. Head to head 7-3, 4-6 at the under. Carolina, they're 4-6 to the under. Last 10, 5-5 as well. Columbus, 3-4-3. Over under 6-4 last 10 games. So this game here, let's see what's going on. I would lean to the over because I think I mentioned in other videos too. Any Columbus game that you're betting on, especially for over unders, the best bets is for these. Their games are overs. They're an over machine. They put up a lot of goals. Columbus, they put up a ton of goals. So yeah, I would take the over. I know the last game didn't go over. But aside from that, they've been putting up goals. I know Boston was a little tough. They put up 6 against Boston at home on the 27th, 28th the next day. They didn't score anything. They lost 4-0. And then now they had a little break from the 20th to the 31st. So we had a 3-day break, 2 to 3 day break. So now I'm gonna bet the over in this game. I'm gonna take the 6.5. I think now they got their rest, and I think I'm gonna take the 6.5. I think they can put up some goals. That won't talk you off a team total. Team total 3.5 is good. I won't talk you off of that at all because these guys put up a ton of goals. I would just take the over 6.5. I'd go that way. Next game, Jersey versus Anaheim. So that's at 8:00 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Over under 6.5. Head to head 6-4. Jersey has the edge, and 3-7 to the under. Now they did play October 27th this year, beginning of the season in Jersey, and this was a 6-2, and it was 6-2. So that game went over on October 27th. In general, 3-7 to the under. In general, 6-3-1 the last 10 for New Jersey. 2-8 to the under. That's in general. Although the last 2 games they went over the total, well, they played Carolina twice and they went over twice. Before then, they've been playing a lot of unders. Anaheim, 4-5 last 10-1. 4-5-1 to the under. This one I'm gonna pass. I can't. There's no opinion and thought on this game. I don't see anything. I don't see anything that stands out that I would take. So I would pass. This one's a pass. I'm not going to touch this game. The next game here is Buffalo at Dallas. That's over under is 6. This game is at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. So we have the over under 6 and head to head 6-4 last 10. Dallas is owning the series. 2-5 to the under and 2-5-3 to the under. Now they have played it earlier this year. This was 4-2. It was a push in Buffalo. That's the only meeting they had. Buffalo, last 10, 3-6-1, 7-2 to the over. So Buffalo's and Buffalo's won 3 in a row. They've been playing well. And they beat, but they have lost to, they lost. Yeah, Buffalo did beat Dallas October 22nd, and they won 3 straight. And they've averaged the last 3 games. They are scored 4. Yeah, they're averaging about 5 goals the last 3 games. They're averaging there, so they're putting up a ton of. The offense is fire. They're playing well. I would take the over. I look at the over in this game since the offense is fire and they've been playing well. I'd take over 6. Now let's look at Dallas 5-4-1 the last 10, 2-7 to the under. So I would take over. I say over 5.5, over 6. Now, if you can find a 5.5, even better, so you can avoid the push. Play the over 5.5 if you can get it. I myself, I'm looking into taking this game as well. The Buffalo, Dallas. They're in Dallas. Now they're on the road. The first meeting was in Buffalo. So. Yeah, I would lean Buffalo to win the game because I don't like to get in front of teams that are on a hot streak. So I would lean Buffalo if you're looking for a money line play. I would recommend and suggest Buffalo. I would take the over 6. If you can get a 5.5, take the 5.5. If you can get it, that's what I would do. The next game up, Nashville at Minnesota. The total's 5.5. This one's in Minneapolis. Over under. Sorry, head to head last 10 games 5-5 and 7-3 to the over. These are the last 10 games. They did play a month ago, November 30th, in Minnesota. This one stayed under. It was 3-2. This one stayed under the total. Aside from that, still 7-3 to the over in this head-to-head series. Nashville 4-5-1 last 10 games, 5-5 over under. Minnesota 4-6 last 10, 4-6 to the under. This one here, let's see something here. Nashville's last 2 straight. Minnesota. No opinion on this game at all. This one's a pass. No opinion. There's nothing that sticks out like a sore thumb in this game, so I'm going to pass on this one. Next one is Philadelphia San Jose, over 6.5 goals. This one is 8 o'clock start Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. Head to head, 6-4. The last 10. Philadelphia's owned the series, 5-5 last 10 games. They last played November 11th, and this one was 4-3 Philadelphia. That was the last time that they played each other. That was a month ago. Now, right now, 4-6 in general, 4-6 the last 10 games. Philadelphia, 6-3 to the over. So Philly they're on a road trip. It's a 5-game road trip. So right now, they have flip-flopped over-unders. So far, 2-1 to the over on this 5-game road trip. They have San Jose. Let me see. I'm just looking at this, looking to see if I see anything that stands out. San Jose 1-8-1 in the last 10, 5-5 for the over/under. I'm looking for anything that stands out here. Philly, San Jose. Still trying to find something here. I would lean to the over. I think Philadelphia's offense will definitely pull its weight because they're putting up a ton of goals. Especially in the last game when they played LA, they put up a lot of goals. Yeah, I would take Philly. Yeah, they were impressive against LA. I watched that game, and they put up a lot. The goal scoring, their output was nice. So in this game here, I would take the over. I would take over in the San Jose Philadelphia game. I like what they're doing. Over is 6. That's the way I take that. I might get to the window in that game as well. 80% chance I get there with the over 6. I like what I saw in that. What they're doing. Next game, Winnipeg, Colorado. Total 6.5. Head-to-head, 5-5 even. 6-2 to the over. They played November 7th, 1-0 in this game. Winnipeg 7-2-1. Last 10, 3-5 to the under. And Winnipeg has won 4 in a row. Wow, they won 4 straight. Don't want to get in front of a hot streak. They're playing well. Now they beat Colorado 1-0 at home. So this game now is in Colorado. This is interesting. Colorado. Let's see what they've done. Let me just look into that further. Colorado. So 8-2 in their last 10, 3-7 to the under. So Colorado has won 4 in a row too. They've won 4 straight. I'm looking. Yeah, they've won 4 straight. Winnipeg's won 4 straight as well. This is so two teams on a hot streak. This one's gonna be a pass. I'm not touching this game. This one's a tough call. Even the total is tough because both teams are on a hot streak. One streak has to end. So I got to pass on this game. I got no opinion on this one. Pittsburgh, Detroit over 6. The head-to-head 6-4. Pittsburgh 8-2 to the over. They played twice already, so they were 1-1. 6-3 first game in Detroit. Second game in Pittsburgh 3-2. So the over/under is 1-1, and the head-to-head 1-1 so far. Let me see. Pittsburgh in general 6-3-1. Over 6-4. Detroit in general 4-6 and 5-3 to the over. Let's see. I would lean to the over in this game. It's just a lean, just because of the head-to-head. 8-2. I would take the over. I'll lean over. I wouldn't get there, but that's just a lean for me. Not a strong play, but I lean over 6 goals. Next game, Vancouver, Calgary. This game head-to-head, 6-4, 5-4 to the over. They played twice already. 6-3 6-5 first game. Second, I went over 6.5. Second game 3-1 under. Vancouver won. Actually, so they split the series. The series is split 1-1. The over/under split 1-1. Vancouver 3-3-4 last 10 games, 5-5 to the total. And now Calgary last 10. So Calgary last 10, 5-2-3, and then 6-4 to the over. Calgary. So they've won 2 straight. Calgary. They have played this, so they have been playing well. This one here. No play on this game. This one's a pass. I have no play on this one. I have no opinion. No opinion on this game. Nothing stands out to me in this one. So that's a pass. The last game is Utah versus Edmonton. Head to head. They only played one game. That was last month. It was 4-3 in overtime. Over 6.5 goals. Utah, the last 10 in general, 5-3-2. 4-5 to the under. This is the last 10 games. Edmonton, 7-2-1 to the over, 5-5. Utah's lost 4 in a row. They've lost 4 in a row. And the scoring, they're only averaging about 2 goals. Yeah, those 2 goals are averaging. They're not really putting up a lot of goals. 2 goals are averaging. Not really scoring a lot. Edmonton, they've lost 2 straight themselves, but they're putting up goals. I would take the over 6.5 goals. I think the first meeting with last month went over the total at 6.5. I think this goes over the total again. 6.5 goals. Utah, Edmonton. So those are my picks for the NHL and college football. Again, thank you very much for tuning in. And this afternoon, like I said, I'll be back with the NBA picks and the college basketball picks. A few games we're gonna check out. So until then, stay blessed, stay true to yourself, believe in yourself. Peace.